Hey guys, it's Coach Sam from Samsbballtraining. Hope you guys are all having a wonderful day. In this video, I'll be talking about watching film. This is the third and final part of getting ready for basketball. So if you guys haven't seen part 1 or 2, you can check out the description below. Otherwise, let's get right into it. So the first thing I'm going to cover is what kind of film do you watch. So there are two types of films you can watch. So the first one is games or workouts of yourself. So you want to record yourself because you might be able to notice something in the film that you might not notice in a live game or even during a workout. So if you're in a workout, you might think you're doing the right form, but then you watch it on tape or record yourself and watch it on your laptop. You might be shooting the wrong way. Your left hand might be on the ball too much, where it affects your rotation on the ball. The little things like that you might not notice right away. It's always good to record yourself and just to check your form, check your technique. And the same thing applies for games. If you're in a game, especially if games are usually more fast-paced, and a lot of times you might not be thinking of it, but you might be just doing a bad habit that you might not have noticed. So that's why you want to record yourself for workouts or for games, so you just notice them and you can correct them. So the next reason why you want to record yourself, because then eventually things will slow down for you. What I mean by that is, for example, when you're playing in a game, and let's say if you just started out playing in a game, in whatever league it is, or even a pickup game, things are just very quick. There are passes are being made, shots are going up, and everything's just so quick, you might not be able to react properly. And especially when you're playing basketball, you can't really think of something, you really have to just react. And that comes in the last video you talked about about practice. So this example works usually for players who play with you for a long time or who are just on the team with you. But if you're recording film, you can dictate your offense based on their strengths. So what I mean by that is, for example, let's say if you have a shooter in the corner, right? And you drive to the hoop, but a lot of times when you're playing, you might not think that player is open, but when you're watching film, you see, okay, that player is really open and they can make that shot. So it's all about, so you learn not even yourself, but you learn your teammates more too. Watching film can have a big advantage over your opponents if you just start creating that habit. Now the second type of film you should watch are games of pros. So pros meaning it could be college, it could be the NBA, it could be overseas, but just someone in a higher level than you. You just want to be able to watch them because there's a reason why they're at that high level, and you can learn from them. So if you're in middle school or high school and you're on a team, you want to watch college basketball, and you want to watch it because the offense and defense is very similar to the way middle school or high school teams play. So you want to study the professional techniques. You want to study how they drive to the basket, how they set up their teammates, how they play defense, how they set up their defense. Little things like that. You want to be able to watch that and compare it to your game or compare it to your team. That way you can adjust and maybe improve yourself in little areas here or there. And the great thing about this, especially in this world of technology, there's so many games out there. If it's on the NBA website, if it's on YouTube, there's so many games out there that you can watch, and you can just try to study and learn from it and become better. So you want to take advantage of that so you can just learn and correct your mistakes, and of course you want to be a better basketball player. So if you're struggling on a particular thing, you want to watch someone who exceeds on it and who does great on it. So if you're horrible at finishing at the rim, or if you're horrible making left-hand layups, you want to watch somebody else and see how they do it, and then watch film of yourself and compare it. What is that person or what is that player doing right, and what am I doing wrong? Am I having the right footwork? Right? Am I going too fast and rushing myself? So like I said, all this is this: you want to watch film, but you want to watch film of the pros and watch film of yourself, so that way you can compare and correct. So one tip that I would have for you guys is that you pick one professional player. Pick one player that it might be similar to your play style, that might be similar to your body, your height, or somebody you just want to mimic their style. Pick one player, and you want to study their game. So let's say if you're a guard and you're a point guard and you're trying to learn how to run the offense and how to help your teammates. you would try to watch somebody like Chris Paul, because Chris Paul is a great example of being a floor general and being able to uplift his teammates and get them help them be better while still being elite himself. But if you're a point guard, you wouldn't watch someone who's a center. You wouldn't watch someone who, like Andre Drummond or DeAndre Jordan. You wouldn't watch one of those guys because they play around the rim. That's why it's usually best to pick someone that's similar to your style, and that way you can study their game. And like I said before, you study their game, watch their game, and then look at your games and see how you can improve and what areas you can try to fix and learn from. So the second part about watching film is things to look out for. So you might think you're too out of a play, but when you look back and watch the film, you could have been able to affect that shot. So for example, if there's a fast break and you're on defense, if the offense is going and they're trying to run down and go for a layup, in the game you might have let them take the layup because you didn't think that you'd be able to be fast enough to affect that shot. But if you look back and watch the film, you maybe could have, if you tried your hardest and ran your fastest to at least deflect the shot or block the shot, you could have maybe done something. That's one way film can help you to look at things that you might not be able to see in the game. So again, it's looking at your technique, looking at your form. If you're on defense and a player is scoring a lot, but he's only going to the right side, and you'll notice that by watching film, you can go, when you go out there to play again, force them left. You make little adjustments here and there. If a player on your team on offense doesn't know the play or it doesn't go the right direction, you watch it on film, you help him where to go. Or in the offensive play where he has an opening but he doesn't see it, that's when you help him. So it's not just helping you, it's also helping your teammates as well. So it goes for everything. It's just not just for you. You can help your teammates. You can even talk to your coach about some things if you're on a team. So there's so many advantages. And like I said in the first video, for getting mentally ready, basketball is mostly mental. It's mostly mental. It's about confidence. It's about being able to endure all the things. If you're practicing, if you're playing, it's all mental. And when you're watching film, when you look at your form, you can also make sure that you're not landing the proper way. Like I talked about in the previous video about avoiding injury, you can watch yourself and how you land and how you do certain things, so that way you can avoid injury. That is a great advantage in terms of just preventing injuries, or if you already got injured, how you can make sure you don't do it again. And with that is the last part of getting ready for basketball. So I've covered the three main important areas with getting mentally ready and how to prepare yourself, with the workouts and games, and now with watching film. So you please use this to your advantage so you can become a better basketball player and be able to reach your goal. And of course, I'm available for training online or in person, so please check out my contact info in the description below. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another video. Peace.